Hi, it's John. I'm back in Scotland after 5 days in England. We were camping down near the beautiful town of Amble, just in Northumberland. There's a few updates I'd like to share, and the first I'd like to share is, before I get distracted and start talking about loads of other things, is I kicked off my all new Higher Self Intermediate training. So it's an advanced course that really takes people up to the level I'm at, really covering all my different knowledge across lots of different areas. And last night, with the incredible class, we went through, first of all, we started with quantum energy healing, so scanning each other's chakras. We focused on the heart chakras, and then sharing with each other the experiences that we had. And it was beautiful to see that all the class were already very proficient, that all of them had completed the Higher Self Foundational training, and so I'd seen them do it before, and it was just incredible, especially those that had attended the training in January and February for the foundational class, to see them doing it so well and so clearly, with such beautiful responses from each other. So the class were in pairs and did readings for each other, which was fantastic. And then you probably guess what I'm doing when I'm walking a little dog patch. The really interesting part as well was we touched on healing the body as well. So doing an energetic scan of the heart, chest, lungs, bones, nervous system, and veins and arteries and all these different things. And that was a really beautiful experience as well, because it's less common in energy healing to branch out to different parts of the body. And I've been blessed in learning a lot through the reflexology course, that the diploma that I've completed, which is all about being able to work with the reflexes in the hands and the feet, which connect into every part of the body. So every organ, every part of us comes out as a reflex mapped through our nervous system, out to our feet and our hands. And the class were asking if I could teach a bit more. The body is very complex and there's a lot there, and so it was definitely a hard challenge to figure out, well, my class are all in Canada and the US, and I'm here in Scotland. How do I teach something, and also without necessarily teaching an entire diploma in clinical reflexology? And whilst I don't fully know the answer to it, I do know that I'm guided to, I was reflecting on my morning run this morning, that I'm guided to explore different ways of doing this. And I wanted to share that feeling, the feeling of being able to, take feedback on what you create. And, sometimes we also set ourselves up for, being able to step more into the unknown. For example, when I first started blending clinical reflexology with quantum energy healing, I did so because I was very naturally experiencing what's going on in people's bodies. When I do reflexology, I can see, like in my third eye, in my mind's eye, the different aspects of their body responding to it. So for example, if I'm working over the brain reflex, that I start to see, and that's under the big toe, as I'm massaging that, I start to see what's going on in someone's brain, and it's like I can trace it up with my eyes all the way up through their body, up through the nerves and up into the brain, and that's just so cool to experience. And same with the solar plexus and the heart and really all the reflexes, if I remember to pay attention. And of course, only ever do this work if you get permission from your client, and that they know exactly what you're doing and why. So yeah, I'm excited to explore this more. I'm not going to share my initial thoughts yet, as they're still embryonic, but yeah, I do feel like there's lots of different ways that I can approach this, and I'm also really excited to have a class who are already very advanced that I can share these things with and try them out. So yeah, excited for that, and I'll share more as I develop it. Watch this space. So that training course, people have already begun signing up for the subsequent runs of the Higher Self Foundational, Higher Self, if I can say it, Higher Self Intermediate training. The next training, I'll be setting up that next instance shortly, and I'll also be advertising a foundational training, so the entry level training. Again, very shortly. You've all been showing excitement, and so thank you. I'll be sharing dates for that shortly, so watch this space. I also wanted to share just how grateful I am and blessed I am for being able to take 3 almost full week holidays in the last 2 months as I build my business, which just feels like such a beautiful balance. And I just want to thank you all for your continued love and support, because it's so powerful on this journey. And yeah, during the holiday, my son celebrated his 15th birthday, which is fantastic. And we worked out it's just about another, let me get this right, yeah, like another 4 or 5 weeks until our daughter leaves home, so she's going to university. So that it feels like it could be the last time we're away together for a week in the caravan, certainly before she leaves home. She'll be back for the summer holidays, etc. But yeah, it's incredible having her age 18 in our family holidays. And I sometimes you have these obsessions. Like I have this geeky obsession about off-grid electrics. And so one of the things I wanted to try when we were on holiday was, if you've watched or seen my posts on Instagram, is like I wanted to connect up my camper van and all its amazing solar and batteries to the caravan, and running the caravan, which is a trailer, doesn't really have its own power generation. We worked out that we could keep it running for 4 hours from each of the 3 main batteries. And what was funny about that was that running it for 4 hours, the main drain on it was the fridge. The fridge in the caravan uses loads of power. In fact, it almost uses as much power as the solar panels generate in the camper van. So we went through that power pretty quick, but whenever we ran out of power, we were able to use some of the campsite electricity, but they were more of like a pay-as-you-go. So we saved money by using the solar generated. And so I continue on that journey. I'm going to investigate. The fridge does run on, the caravan fridge runs on 12 volts, and so I'm going to explore how useful that is. My initial experiment was that it didn't work very well, and that my wife's ice defrosted, which she wasn't very happy about. But it could have just been because I ran the battery flat. And it helped me reflect on a parallel experience to this, which is, especially since I left my corporate job in May, I've been out of a salary job. My wife and I have been working through all our finances, and we found like I'd been paying Audible for years and didn't know what it was, and kept asking family members about who did use Audible, like how come we were getting charged. Finally I hunted it down, and it was the Amazon.com website which I've been paying. So finally I was able to cancel that. Don't really know where originally I'd set that up or why. It could have been with work, I don't know. But the simple moral of the story between this and the camper van electrics is, you can burn yourself out and drain yourself so fast. But it's so important to find those energy leaks and to fix them and to plug them find those energy leaks and you'll have way more energy. I hope this finds you well. Sending love from Scotland. Take care. Love you.